Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. It is day 14 in our advent calendar and I'm really getting in the Christmas spirit now. I have a super cool new ornament from one of my subscribers, so thank you, Erin. And I got this really cool new Christmas jumper it's Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was really cool. I have been searching for an L-word one, but alas, I think I'm going to have to make one because I can't find one anywhere. And I did have a teeny tiny little chat today with the L-word Generation Q showrunner, Marja Lewis-Ryan. She gave me probably one of the best compliments of my life. So I'm really in the L-word spirit, but I'm always in the L-word spirit. So having this advent calendar means I can do some fun L-word videos like this one. And we're going to be talking about some things that I personally would like to see in season 3, and I also think reading all your comments throughout season 2 leading up to it and the aftermath, hopefully most people will agree with at least some of what I'm saying. And I guess the only other thing to say before we get started is, do I officially know that there's going to be a season 3? No, I do not, but a girl can dream. So let's get started. Of course, you know the deal. Make sure you're subscribed. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you're excited for season 3, like the video, and follow me on social media and all of that good stuff. So, top 5 things that I want to see for season 3. Starting out with one I don't think I'm going to have to make that big of a case for because I think it's going to be popular, but I would love to see lots more Dany and Gigi.
You go with that? Fuck my quarter.
Domestic bliss, Dany and Gigi. And listen, is it fun to watch drama and watch craziness and the whole, the L word is a kind of a soap opera. It would be really, really boring if everybody just had these standard lives. I mean, any TV show like Friends and Grey's Anatomy, it's drama and love lives, and the show is focused on love lives. So I think that it's warranted to have a lot of the drama, but I think that having a couple or two being happy and functional, and they can have drama in the rest of their life. We're of course going to have stuff happening with Dany's dad, and then, Gigi, I'm sure that they, with work or something, they can make something, drama filled. And I would love to just see a happy couple on the L word. And Gigi and Dany has gone down such a storm this season that I think that they are the perfect candidates to have this blissful relationship. And I think you can look at Station 19 to kind of see that does functionally work in a show where you can still have drama through, their work and it's very high intensity, but also Maya and Karina are pretty happy. They had that thing with the kid and stuff, but it got resolved. So I think that it would work on the show and I definitely would love to see it. Number 4, I understand why they weren't able to do this in season 2, but more guest stars, and specifically I need to see some of our OGs. My 2 biggest requests would be Helena and Tasha. I want to know what happened with Alice and Tasha, and I also just want to know what's going on with Helena. Through that text message on Shane's birthday, we're led to believe she's in the UK. There was supposed to be something happening in season 2, but obviously COVID and everything, it got cut out. But There's so many other people that I would love to see on the show. I mean, dream upon dream upon dream would be Holland Taylor to come back and bring Sarah Paulson. And is that a bit like maybe out of the realm of the L Word? Sure. But I think that maybe Sarah Paulson would do it because it's the freaking L Word. Like, it's the most iconic lesbian show. And I feel as though she would just do it because it's the L Word. I mean, come on. So I just think that would be awesome. And there's so many other cool people that I would love to see. And if you haven't listened to my interview with the showrunner, Marsha Lewis Ryan, she lists a bunch of people, and she was saying in the interview that she would love if the show was kind of just a place for queer people to come and play. So that would be super awesome. But I really, really want to see some of those OGs back. And I mean, there's some fun ways they could maybe fit in some people that are no longer with us. I even would love just even some minor people, anything. Like, I got such a kick this season out of Sherry Jaffe and Alice's mum being back. I mean, pretty small characters, but it's just so fun. And I would love to see some of our old favorites back. Number 3, speaking of another iconic couple, is I really, really would love for Bette and Tina to finally, after, I don't know, nearly 20 years of following this couple and the drama, the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the breakups and makeups.
Oh my god, this is great! Let's put that back together. I'm just saying hi. Hi.
I just really, really, really wished that they would get back together, just sorted, and stay that way. They cannot get back together and split up again. Like, it just cannot happen. Like, if they get back together, it has to be for good. And I just, again, it's like the whole thing I said with Dany and Gigi. You wouldn't really be able to have any more super happy couples if you had Dany and Gigi and Bette and Tina. You would have to have everyone else kind of, you know, dating around and stuff. But the cast is so big that I really think that that is completely possible. And I also think that, like I said with Dany and Gigi, you can make other dramatic things in their life so that their coupleness is kind of them together, they're sorted, they're fine, but then they have crazy other things going on in their life. Like, you could even make some situation with Angie, like, I don't know, she doesn't want to go to college and is joining a band or something. And I think there's so many other things you can do. Like, myself and Evelyn Dar, who is another lesbian YouTuber, we came up with like some great ideas for stuff that you can implement in the season where there's drama surrounding them but not actually involving them. So I think, again, it's totally possible. You can raise the stakes everywhere else but the relationship, and just, come on, it's been 20 years. I need these people to get it together. Number 2, backstories. I would love to flesh out these characters a bit more, even going back to when the OG was on, like how they met and stuff like that. And yeah, I think maybe it's a bit out of the realm of possibilities, like even though the technology and stuff is there that you could, like, you know, do a flashback with them younger. Like, I know the L Word has a smaller budget, but even if it was one scene, like, maybe they could do something clever. But I also just would love to have some stuff filled in from the original to Gen Q. And I really was hoping that was going to happen with Alice's book, where we would get like a little story here and there. But there's certainly other ways that they can bring stuff up. And I think that that was one of the biggest complaints from the original, was that characters just weren't really that fleshed out, like background. And someone like Tina, who had absolutely no backstory whatsoever other than her parents were divorced and that her mom had only been with her dad when they got married. Like, that was literally it, other than the horrifying information from the interrogation tapes, which I think collectively we all could have done without. So my number one thing that I want to see in season 3 is expansive and inclusive storylines and season-long arcs. So I want all the characters to have defined storylines where in the beginning of the season, we're sitting down and it's like, this is Bette's arc and this is where you want her to end up at the end of the season. And we implement all these little things throughout the season that's driving her towards the end result. And I know I've talked about the show a few times, but if anyone watches the show Succession, it is one of the best shows on television. And they had their season finale just on Sunday. And in the finale, it was all building to this crescendo that when it happened, it was like explosive, but then you could go back and look at episodes and scenes and things throughout the season. And there was even like such clever things, like literally they had something happen in the finale that was kind of like a Trojan horse. And in the earlier episodes, there was a Trojan horse. Like, it just all was so well put together and crafted, and you know, the acting, everything like that on that show is brilliant. And we have the people, we have the great cast already there, like the crew, everyone, you know, I think do a great job. And I just would love to have these season long like story arcs, because in the beginning, I really felt like we were getting that with Shane and, you know, some stuff with like Alice in the book, and they started out very strong, and then there were certain storylines where I feel like because there's such a big cast that they had to cut some of the stories for time, or they couldn't properly wrap stuff up. And honestly, this is a hard decision to be made because clearly they only have 10 episodes and, you know, Succession has 9, and they only have an hour, and they have the cast they have that's quite expansive. So I think that what they need to do is pick the characters from the cast that are series regulars and have kind of like an A team and a B team. And either you have those A team that they take the big storylines, they lead the season with whatever's going on. And then obviously you have the B team that they still, of course, have storylines, but they're not as big. And I know that that's like a tough thing maybe because actors are hired in for certain things. But at the end of the day, like, most shows are like that. Like, there's some sort of like pecking order when it comes to characters, and you also then are able to play to actors' strengths. And as well, if you have this setup, you could even do it where, okay, episodes, the odd episode numbers, the OGs take the lead storylines, and the Gen Q characters make up the smaller ones, like the B and C storylines. And then the even numbers, obviously you don't have to do it exactly like that, like even and odd, but you could say, okay, there's 5 episodes where the OGs are going to take the lead. And that way you're able to balance stuff out. I mean, as I said, we have a great cast, and I super respect and admire everyone who works on the show. And I know everyone knows this, but I absolutely love this show. I am so hopeful and looking forward to a season 3, and I'm sure it won't be too far off. I just hope that, you know, if it gets renewed in, say, January, that they get back to writing pretty soon so they can go back to filming, so that then they can get back to getting it on our screens. I am so looking forward to season 3. I cannot wait, and I know it's a while off. Like, they have to renew it, they have to write it, they have to film it, they have to edit it. But we got through the break between season 1 and 2. that was literally forever. So we can do it. We can get through it. And I hope that you guys will let me know all your thoughts on what you want to see in season 3. Who would be your dream upon dream of guest stars? That's what I want to know. Let me know. And it could be an OG or someone who's never been on the show at all. So let me know that down in the comment section. Make sure that you're following me on social media, because the second that they announce season 3, you know who's going to let you know. Also, check out my merch store if you would like to snag something for the holidays. And I also have a Patreon if you want to check that out. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.